Welcome to the channel, everyone. As you guys know, I'm not a licensed financial advisor. Everything in this video contains only my opinions for entertainment purposes only. So, let's go into today. It hasn't really been too much of a day. We are looking to start a position in Pure Storage. Looking for a breakout high, just because not very much strength out there, guys. We had a huge watch list of stuff from our live stream last night, but this is getting ready to turn positive and positive. A breakout of this, call it 2660, but respecting this EMA, and it's holding above 2654, so we are looking to punch long there. SNBR, we were looking to take some profits on this, but I threw a stop in below the open price. So I seen that it had this little bump up here, and I said, it's got a gap fill right here. I put, yeah, I believe that underneath that 3250. So right here, right below that 3250, I wanted to stop loss out of a few shares if this one to turn against me. But now I'm thinking I might be able to take some profits up here. SoFi working for us in the green. We have a limit order off the gap, so a 550 limit order on SoFi working for us beautifully, guys. Staying true to the channel, and it really looking like it's panning out. Zoom, we did take two entries on Zoom today. One, as soon as we gap down, it tries to fill the gap. Now we fill the gap. We trade back down, it respects it, and then we wick to try and, oh no, we didn't fill the gap right here. So maybe I was just marking the start of that gap, but we got FOMO'd into a few shares on this red candle, as I thought that I probably should have known that gap was right there. And then we FOMO'd into a few more shares there, and now we got Zoom working for us. So let's pull this back out to the daily chart. So we have a descending channel. We have something that's getting ready to turn positive, and we already are positive. Now I'm looking at potentially adding even more shares to this if we're able to show strength up to this 71.50. Realistic stop loss, yesterday's low price. We don't want this to go against us too much, but it doesn't look half bad when we pull it back and we have this support built in over here, all kinds of support building in right there, and a potential trend line. So kind of like that FVRR, and just like FVRR, we are through the downtrend and resting on top of the downtrend. So I like the way that one's looking. Intel, we have a stop loss on Intel to cut a few shares. Right around this 29.75 range, but Intel has been catching a bid. It looks relatively strong. I wanted to take profits up here, but had that pullback. I wanted to see it reach up into these mid 30s, but now it's looking just a little bit bearish, so just stop lossing a few shares around here. We got great shares in the profits down here at the break of this wick high, so we want to respect the run and take some profits when they present the opportunity. So back to that 15-minute chart. You can see this is setting up for a flat bottom breakdown. Just consolidates. First off, you get the gap down. You cross negative. You're getting ready to cross negative again. This is a classic flat bottom breakdown. You consolidate sideways right here, and now it's building this upside down U pattern right there, and we are getting ready to cross negative negative. So I would say Intel probably looking like it's going to end up stopping me out of some of those shares. But on the day chart, guys, with Intel, it is respecting uh, the positive. So until this crosses back over to negative, I'm not even worried about really cutting anything, like any huge size on Intel. I like the position that I have, pays a pretty solid dividend. And yeah, I'm not as worried about Intel. But Zoom did catch a little bit of resistance right here. I would expect it to retest these tops right here, and you could say even this one right here is what we're getting ready to test right now. But that is red engulfing to the downside, so we want to see the buyers come back in off of this window, and not much size on that selling, so nothing really much to worry about, I would say right there. Baba, Baba, we were looking to take some profits on the Bob ski. We never punched out anything. I had a lot of other stuff on my mind, but I think one day I'm getting that 120 gap fill right there. So, uh, might not happen today, but a lot of trading left in today. MRO. Now we did throw a little bit of a stop loss in for some of our shares below this 2670, I believe we got it in at. And it respected this channel that we're in, and now we're just churning to the upside. Still looks a little bit bearish, but we could look to potentially add some shares to this position if we felt the opportunity was there. Open, we did take a trade on open, and it looks like it's going to start going against us. It was on the watch list for today because we go to a day chart and we just crossed over positive positive. So this is a brand new position for me today. So I was looking for any type of opportunity to buy this. So here's your gap down. As soon as you came positive, took the 160 break. I think I got filled at like 163. And it stayed pretty bullish. Now it's looking a little bit bearish below that EMA, but I think that this uptrend looks very good to hold. So I'm not really worried about that. You always get worried on the new positions because you want to see them working for you right away. And a lot of people, when something's not working for them right away, uh, they kind of get a little bit scared. But the day chart is still positive positive, so there's really nothing to be worried about. You're expecting buyers to continue jumping in. Yes, this is a lot of green. Yes, we are very disconnected from this EMA, but it's a small position. You should always start your new positions with small size. You should never just load the boat right away when you're looking into something. But yes, we would definitely be interested in some pullback consolidation to that like 150 range. Everyone likes that whole dollar, and that just happens to be where we gap down to. So we already know that the buyers are interested right there, and let's see how it goes. Another thing, just like Intel, looking like a flat bottom breakdown. Let's go over to the daily chart. Now you can see we did get positive positive, so I would really want to see 3140 hold. If this wants to give up this 3140, you gotta watch out. Could it be forming a little bit of an uptrend right here? This could be panning out like this, and that we are going to hold this, but definitely one to keep on watch. And you probably have a longer term trend line built in right there, some way, shape, or form. Yeah, if I pull this all the ways back, here's your trend line. Pull it right through there, and it does look like it has an ascending channel to the upside. So we're really looking for this to turn green. We will look to add this, but I do not want that to start going against me. AMD, we have AMD. I forgot to throw it on the watch list, so we didn't talk about it in the live stream. But you can see positive, positive on the AMD. We are looking for an entry. Now, it wasn't on the watch list yet because I didn't take the position. Look at how we closed the day yesterday. So very strong. But then this double top came in, and it's just like, do you want to force yourself in the position? The Nasdaq was starting to look a little bit bearish. We get underneath the EMA at this 70.70 right here. And what do we do at the start of the day? Gaps down. It fights to get over top of this. Now we're waiting for a close to get back over top of this right here. It probably does have a decent trend line trying to form right there, but a lot of these names looking like this, upside down U. So the shorts they're foaming at the mouth. We're about to go negative. We're already negative right here. The shorts are definitely going to be looking to jump in on AMD, I would say, but it does have a nice uptrend that it could potentially hold right here. So we're going to have AMD on the watch. TQ. How many charts out there look like this today, guys? Where you got this upside down U shape. We're about to go negative, negative. I mean, if you were looking at potentially hedging some positions, you got a lot of green positions, you should look at the SQ. That was what I did at the end of the day yesterday. I dipped into a little SQ. Okay. It's green, but it's not very much size. It's kind of just a little hedge. If something starts working for us, then that's how we'll take it. So we did take a trade in this. As soon as I seen, I had it on the watch list. did we have it on the watch list? Let's go look back. BHG, second one on the watch list. It was the second one I called out. So had you tuned in for the live stream last night for a couple minutes, you would have heard me probably talking about BHG. But yeah, gets through that EMA. We cross over positive, positive. It should be on your watch right there. You take the break out of this wick, which is what I did. We marketed it in. I think my fill was upper 81s. And then we did have another buy at like 80, 82.30, I believe it did. So we're working in the money, and we got an order in off 82 cents. So 82 cents is where we're looking to add for BHG. Pure Storage, and it looks like we are going to end up taking a trade here. Finally, right? We're taking a live trade. So, PSTG Pure Storage, we are going to take a live trade here, I believe. Now, any type of pullbacks to this wick, I think we can be buyers, but we can FOMO in, I think, a little bit at this 26.62. We've really been waiting for a good-looking opportunity, but long story. You have a nice uptrend, you have a stock that's channeling, you have a downtrend that it has plenty of room to run to, and we are still down here. So by no means am I recommending anybody to take this trade. This is just getting an entry position. I like getting my entry positions down here. If this ends up working out for me and I catch a bid up to this middle even, now we can add some size. But you can see on the day chart, let's just get rid of this line right here, and let's get rid of this downtrend. On the day chart, you know, we're looking for this to eventually get over top of that 2670 and hold above that 2670. It's been fighting this EMA multiple times, so keep in mind this is not a perfect trade setup. This is just the early start to a position, in my opinion, for PSG Pure Storage. But we do have it called out, and we will look to see how that works. AMD, whole respecting that trend line, so we're waiting for AMD to come back up there. How many charts look like this today, guys? You know, if the Nasdaq starts turning bullish, look for all these plays to start turning bullish. And that's pretty much been my day right there. I mean, it hasn't been anything crazy. Baba looks like it is going to try to hold this EMA right here. We are still positive on Baba, so not looking half bad right there to show some strength and get back on top. A lot of selling came in. It's been a good runner. It's a lot of profit taking. Now let's see if the buyers, the people that the FOMO buyers can jump in and push my position higher. Open. So if open starts curling up, we are right at this previous high right here. I want to see buyers push this back up. Maybe not take the break of this EMA, but if it gets on top of 170, you can buy a pullback, buy into those upper 60s. I would say it looks pretty decent. You know, we thought oil was going to be the plays, and I think oil can still pan out. Let's go pull up an oil chart and see what we can find. CL. I mean, oil's looking bullish. I mean, we're positive. I don't think MRO has any reason to be down. Yeah, look at this, just continuation, and we are. Oh, guys, I'm telling you, you guys see oil above 80, you better be flipping from chart to chart, looking at all these oil plays if you're not in any oil. Oil just looks like it's setting up beautifully. You could say, oh, you're coming right into a downtrend. What happens if it pushes that downtrend? So we want to be prepared for any type of spikes in oil because this 82 breakout level that we have marked right here, this would be really good indicators that, you know, you're going to go retest up in these 90s, probably this wick top right here. That's 90 flat. Go figure, guys. Go figure that that is 90 flat. And if you can get over 90, you know, we could be talking about oil up at these upper 97s and even potentially over here, top. We could be talking about oil triple digits again. I mean, imagine that. You're buying down here off of this nice trend line that, you know, it's had a nice run. It's had the pullback. It only just had this run up to these previous highs. You back test the neckline, left leg, neckline, right bottom, extended right leg. Now you back test the neckline. Now let's go for another run. Oil, you gotta keep oil on watch, guys. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, so now let's just hop over to this watch list. Let's see what's moving good on the day. SWBI, now this was on the watch list. I never got around to this. Actually, I have not looked at this chart yet at all today. You guys are going to see my first looks. And it was on the watch list. Called it out. You know, it gaps up. Here's your gap. Look at this, guys. I mean, come on. Okay, so it actually gaps down, fills the gap right away, and retaps previous high right here. Look at... Oh, huge dump. Someone dumped a ton of shares down here. Wicks in through this, and a big buyer came in right off this top high. And SWBI looking very clean. Oh my gosh, why wasn't I watching this one? Look at the breakout over this 1015, which was yesterday's high, and boom. It is going to try to make a run up here for this, you know, at least start of the gap. You know, I can almost put a decent penny down that it's gonna go test the start of that gap, and that's a 6% move. I mean, that's showing very good strength right there. Open needs to continue showing some strength, or not continue. It needs to start showing some strength. We're getting too far into this green candle now. This could be a lot of profit taking in right here, but we are looking for this to potentially start building this U shape is what we want to see. Now zoom, catching a bit to the downside, starting to go against us. We're still positive above the EMA. Nothing to worry about right now. Potential stop, below at this 68.75, I'd say. Call it that. But it does have a nice uptrend and a nice ascending channel right here. Do we want to think about cutting it down here towards the bottom of this channel? I don't think so. I think Zoom looks pretty good. Now PSG, it needs to keep building this U shape. So we know we have a seller right here, potential double top coming in. Now if we just go like that, you can see this could potentially be a downtrend that we have to worry about on PSG. This is why your breakout price is above that. So this 26.62, probably right above that. TQ respecting reclaim 1950. I love those those 50-cent moves on the chart. Those 25, the quarters are good, but the 50-cent moves are, I do like the 50 cent and the whole dollar a lot better than the 25s, in my opinion. And look at AMD, looking the same exact way, guys. Let's see what else we got. QDEL. We had this marked down for a potential profit take. We had a stop loss in to cut some shares down here at this 83. And just a small position right now, but starting to look like it wants to start churning back up to the upside. Now, I'm no expert on what the earnings are going to be, guys, but QDEL, post merger, I think that this is going to be a pretty solid earnings report. Call me crazy, I could just be on a hunch there, but I do think that QDEL has a lot of potential. And if anything starts going crazy in the markets to the downside, I would expect QDEL to kind of act as a natural hedge. If anything COVID related or anything spikes back up in China, let's say, this is a nice hedge to the COVID, I would say. Yeah, it just looks like he's gonna try to turn away. It's just barcoding sideways right now. We need the buyers to hop in. Let's see if this can get spicy and push over. I believe that was Tuesday's high. So a couple days of trading in there. And WY, I told you guys that, we could just be forming this nice uptrend right here. It's starting to turn back green. Let's go look at the 15-minute here. And does it look familiar to the NASDAQ, guys? Does it look familiar to the NASDAQ? Now this one doesn't look as good as the NASDAQ. This one looks a little bit worse, I would say. But you do have a nice uptrend. This could be an ascending wedge pattern. You know, you pop, you retest the previous high, and then you shoot through that wedge pattern. Is what I want to see. Is it going to happen? I don't know. Zoom starting to give up, show continued weakness right here. Pure Storage looks like it's going to respect that downtrend. Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about another new position though. The position in Amazon. Amazon was positive. Seen this one at the pre-market. We were positive. I said any type of pullbacks on top of this wick, and we're just gonna mark it in. And what do, guys? We gap down. It gets bullish as soon as it reclaimed this high. Market it in. You know, it could go against us, but, you know, I would say decent stop loss on Amazon is yesterday's wick, since it is a new position. We don't want this to just retrace down to this gap on us. We got a couple gaps down here, but we are positive. We are expecting some buyers to hop in for Amazon. And oil just looks like it's going to keep churning away. You know, we do have a downtrend marked in right here, but I think oil looks like it's going to just start churning away. AMD looking a little bit bearish. I'm sure the NASDAQ does too. Yep, sure does, guys. It's about to cross over negative. We're already negative right here. Let's take a look at the cows. You know, sort of like the NASDAQ, but actually holding up here for a little bit more strength, but about to cross over negative. A lot of stuff setting up like it wants to have a pullback. This respected the downtrend. Wanted to see a gap over top. That would have been if the oil was pumping, which oil is doing pretty good. You would think that, hey, should get a nice little pop in the cows. But that's alright. Cows, you don't ever really got to worry about cows as long as you have an executed stop. I mean, down here, if it retests these 47.50s, you know, you can probably watch out. You're up here near all-time highs. Well, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Get that candle turning green. Buyers hopping in as we are approaching this uptrend. You can see it goes all the ways back over here. If it can hold this uptrend, I would expect this to start building a natural U shape. Let's keep looking through the watch here. You know, we do have one oil play with a nice Marathon Petroleum. Looking pretty good for continuation. So the buyers are here for oil. Maybe they're just waiting for it to catch a little bit of a bid still. Oh, PLTK. We did take a position on PLTK today. Where did we take it? As it's holding 950. Go figure, guys. But this is on the watch list right here. PLTK on the watch list for a break of this 950. Called it out on stream. It pushes it, back test 950, and we're in for a little position. And I think that looks good to keep churning. We switch over to the daily chart. We are positive, setting new highs and a break of this long-term wedge pattern, guys. I think we can almost put the stamp down that we have a confirmed break through this downtrend, through this descending wedge. Now, if you didn't want to call it a wedge and you wanted to call it a channel, tries to break out of the channel falsely right there. It fights it, respects it. Are we going to get a move back up to the top end of this channel? It's a potential 23% run right there. Could be an absolute banger for you that I just called out for you. You're 10 cents off from where I bought it. PLTK. Looks very good for continuation. You know, you can have outs at this 990, which I'm expecting to do. 3% out. So not terrible, not a terrible play brewing right there. And what I tell you, Baba, as soon as that candle started turning green, we reclaimed this EMA. Boom. Good buying coming in right there. Didn't even have the strength, so it starts filling the gap right here. You'd think, oh yeah, coming down to the gap right here. Look at the strength come in for Baba. China is probably turning away. We had NEO. I don't think I've even looked at NEO at all today. So let's take a look at NEO. NEO's still hovering around this 1150, so nothing to worry about in terms of position. We have some really good entries on this break of 11 and back tested the top of it. So very, very, very nice entries on the Intel, or not Intel. NIO is what we're looking at right here. So very good entries on the NIO, and I think that this can start churning, especially if China is continuing the churn. We should go take a look at Tesla, even though I hate looking at Tesla. We absolutely hate the Tesla. God, I hate when people talk about Tesla. I just hate it. But nonetheless, still extremely low down here. Negative 97. You know, you could call it an exit of the commodity. Could this actually catch some steam? It could. But I have a hard time thinking that this 113.30 gap is not going to get filled. Let's see if this can go positive, and let's see if this can start curling up, go positive. That would really help the NEO, I would say. How many charts look like this today, guys? Gap down, boom, and getting rejected. Um, yeah, this in particular just looks like it's trying to hold a range right here. So can you guys take a guess on where the stop is going to be at, or where the channel is set, or where the breakout's going to be, my bad. 125, called it out how many days? Look at all this sideways trading action that you don't even need to be in this for. Just wait for the breakout 125 if you really love Tesla that much. That's what I'd say about that. Baba really catching some steam. Yes, sir. Get going. And that's what we like to see. Keep churning away. I want to take these profits up at these 120s. And I think I can get there. AMD still hovering around right here. You know, nonetheless, the cows is a green candle. The cows is a green candle. I think I'm gonna pull for the market here, and I think it's gonna catch a bid right here. Marathon or Mara, Mara. Looking bullish. It's still just continuing to look bullish. We gap down. Boom. Instantly bought up, guys. Look at the strength on Mara today. Did fill a gap. Could take some profits on Mara if we really wanted to, but we'll just let that be for right now. Yeah, nobody wants to sell Baba right now. There is nobody looking to sell Baba at the moment. You know, pullbacks into the start of this 115 flat potential. Zoom starting to fall against us right at this channel. Let's see if this is going to give up, and you know, it still could catch a bid. Probably need the NASDAQ to turn a little bit bullish, but this one looking like a short as we're going negative, negative. Thinking about potentially cutting the Zoom. That's the thing. These trades, when they're not positive yet, is all just a gamble, in my opinion. You get the true entries up here. Yes, you're buying it higher. I understand that the logic sounds off. Buy high, sell it higher is what I think you should always trade by. Now you could say, oh, buy it low. You could buy it right here. What happens if it, boom, breaks that trend line and off to the races to the downside? What happens if it's just trying to retest down here? We're up back holding it right here for a 12% loss. Does that make much sense? AMD is starting to try to reclaim this 70. Now look at this. Could this be starting to get a confirmed second low? We are still holding positive right here. This is why might cut out there for just a brief moment. But imagine if this starts turning green and now it pushes this 71 flat. That is where we're really interested in this, and I think that I can catch a bit up to there. Tesla, I just don't get it. I don't get the Tesla. Everyone loves Tesla. And this BHG is really just churning sideways. Ah, my legs. And that is what you want to see right there. This is what I'm talking about, guys. It's not much, but this candle still has a minute 20 left. We could close above this EMA still. This is why you can't paper hand. This is why you want to wait for the close. Wait for the close of the candle and then reassess. We're going to take this Tesla chart off for right now because I fucking hate Tesla. TQ and AMD reclaiming 70 right here. This is what I'm talking about. Let it reclaim 70. Let it actually see if it can attempt to get back up to that 72. Who knows? Maybe this just gets rejected in that 70.50. That whole 50-cent mark right there. Let it get over that first. And then you got 70.75, which is right where my moving average is. Can you take early breaks of that if it really is looking like a full green candle with increased volume maybe? Yeah, you could. And we might be doing that. NEO. NEO is holding the green candle. We got the gap down. Now NEO, a lot closer to this moving average. Late entries, people are looking at taking trades on this at 1160. I would say, break of this. Yeah, 1160. Watch for NEO, 1160. Baba still churning to the upside. Zoom is going to try and hold above there. Now you could say, I already went over this. You could say, well, if this is just such a good trend line right here, then why wouldn't you want to just buy the trend line? Because you have people sitting right underneath this low, like myself, with a decent stop loss put in place. All it would take is to give that trend line up a little bit, boom, trigger a bunch of stop losses, and down you go. And so now we do get the confirmed low close below that trend line. If this wants to give out, this right here, boys. This is, watch out for this spot right there. Everything's getting very close to looking like a short, except for this oil play. Where's BHG? Not looking terrible. Open, still holding the uptrend as well. SoFi looks like it's sitting in the channel, and SoFi is green on the day, so we are not gonna worry about SoFi. Oh, it's still just barely red. Pure Storage, double top potential. This is why you wait for the breakout, guys. Exactly why you wait for the breakout, because this can turn south on you right away. And if you look at over here, you have a channel. We're double topping into the top end of this channel. So let it work itself out, and then you can think about taking the trade. Who knows? Maybe it's just retesting down here at this 26.25 again. You don't really know. AMD looking like it's going to flush potentially. See if this trend line can hold. TQ looking the same exact way. Let's see if the trend line can hold. Baba looking like it's getting ready to turn green. Cows are not looking that good. Open looking like it's going to go against me. SoFi looks alright. SMBR still just hovering right around here. Amazon looks pretty decent still. Cardinal Health, I did say that this looked like a short, but could start building this U shape. If it's going to get rejected, probably going to get rejected right where it's at, almost. Give or take right in there. So a little cushion to run right there, but I don't know. There are still buyers that want to come in for this AMD. And we are about to set another new day's high. That is a new day's high for BHG. So printing away there. Oil still continuing the pullback. Let's see it catch a bid. We're getting ready to go test this previous high right there. Let's test that previous high, see the buyers come in, and let's actually catch a bid. And that's all I got for you guys today. And we probably just got stopped out of some intel. Yep, I think we did just get stopped out of some intel. Nope, not yet. Not just yet. We got a 2980 stop. We get very close. So we're probably going to get stopped out of some Intel shares. That's fine. Not really going to worry about it too much. Zoom retesting this uptrend. AMD still catching some buyers. So the bulls could still be in play for today. But right now I think it looks a little bit bearish. Have the SQ ready to go. And that's probably going to have the most strength. If this gives out, the SQ is probably going to be working for you all day. Got plenty of room down to this gap fill down here. A lot of people probably trying to lock out profits. It was a very green week in the market. The first week of January was a very green week. Probably got a lot of people taking some profits today, and the market just can't hold it off. If the market pulls back into here, these low, or this is AMD, but I'm treating it like it's a market. The market pulls back. Okay, now let's see if it can start building some support and actually catch a bid. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. Nothing very exciting, and we can go over Diamondback Energy real quick. Not looking terrible. It's about to truly go positive right here. Keep Diamondback Energy on this. It retests, so you break through the EMA. You get a follow through. Shorts taking profits right here, at least they should be. And you back test top. It looks like it's going to curl back over to the downtrend potentially. But if this starts curling up and it takes out the high of the day, which call it a 145.50 break, this should 145.50 break. This should start churning away to the upside. And Intel trying to hold strong. I could have got a fill on the Intel right there, but it's possible that we didn't. Neil, really gonna try to push that 1159. But yeah, we don't have anyone watching, so I'm just talking to myself. But if you're watching this replay, which I might watch a little bit of the replay, just see how it's going. And just before I'm about to give up the stream, we do have another day's high on BHG. It's not registering on the chart, but current price at 84.3. So caught a whole nother penny right there. Beautiful trade. And yeah, TNet. We could look to take a little bit of profits on TNet. A little bit extended, but looks relatively strong still.
This is a 15-minute chart, keep in mind. So it's still looking good on a day chart. We're looking for this 76.50 gap, and we're going to stay true to that. And oil. Oh boy, guys, just keep that oil chart up. If you don't have many positions, just keep that oil chart up. You want to see it hold this 29.25. But if this starts curling, it's going to go try to break 80 today, possibly. So keep oil on the watch. And that is going to complete the day. Thank you for those who tuned in. Oh, I did get a like. So somebody did tune in to give this a like. I appreciate that. And we'll see you guys on